All right, Jake, another thing that I really strongly believe in, I've been thinking about it, I've been doing a lot of research on this. We need to all be on the exact same time zone.
How many times recently have we just barely screwed up, like a Google Meet, a Zoom call?
Man, at least twice.
Several.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about just America. Sorry, let me be clear.
Okay.
The entire world needs to have it needs to be the exact same time at all times.
One time zone.
In the entire, yeah, it's the, what, do you know what time it is? Not
Yeah.
what times it is. No one says that. Do you know what
I
the
don't
times
know.
are?
Let me check my clocks.
No.
Let me look at my watches.
No. And let's be honest, America's number one. They've always said it. So America needs to have prime billing as far as like when it's noon here, it's noon everywhere.
I think everyone in the world needs to go off America Central Time Zone.
I think so.
And when I say America, I mean United States.
United States Central Time Zone. Well, Mexico's got Central Time
Mexico
Zone.
City.
Probably up there in Canada, in the middle of Canada. What's in the middle of Canada?
What is in the middle of Ottawa?
Is that Ottawa. Oh, middle circle.
Oh, that's all I remember.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah. But seriously, I mean, like, how much more business could get done if I'm able to really quickly right now call up China and they're ready to answer
And say, hey.
and they're in their noon mode, right?
They're in noon mode.
Because
everyone's working at the same time.
Because people are like, hey, people just work overnight. No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about people in India just working wee hours of the night so they can communicate with America. No, I want them to like be on their lunch break at the same time I am.
They will work a 9 to 5. It
Yes.
will be in the middle of the night, but
Yes.
it will be a 9 to 5.
And then think about how much more of the day they could sleep. How great is it to have a nice sleepy day?
People love sleeping during the day. You're welcome, China. Breakfast is at 8 a.m. Or wait, that's when the breakfast already is.
That's it.
Idiot.
I think this tight beat means that it's going down with some random thoughts and white meat too. Midwest best friends eating fast food on repeat. So come along, let's have some fun and go ahead, get on your feet, cause it's the Ghostrunners podcast. Every Monday morning with Jake and Graham, Ghostrunners
podcast.
I can't eat these grapes and still talk. They're too sour.
Oh, too sour. I just think it's because you got food in your mouth. It's hard to talk.
Oh.
Maybe both.
Never thought about it that way.
My mom,
you're right.
My mom always told me this thing. She's like, hey, don't eat or don't talk with food in your mouth. I don't know.
My mom always said, don't eat.
Don't eat.
I did not
My
listen.
mom always said, eat 3 times a day and then a few snacks. And boy, did I love that advice.
Are we recording? Is this on?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Well, yeah, I'm trying to eat some grapes right now, and they're just big and cold and sour. It's the first thing I'm having since toothpaste. I think it makes it a little extra sour.
Of course, yeah.
Of course. What'd your mom always say about toothpaste?
My mom always said, brush your teeth at least twice a day.
Don't eat that.
Yeah. And
That
it will,
was
yeah. My mom was she's not dead. My mom is a very wise woman.
Ahead of her time.
Let me know if you have any other questions and I'll give you some.
Throughout the
advice.
episode, I'll try and think some.
Yeah.
But hey, this is a fun week. Happy Monday, everybody listening. It's a fun week because this is the week we are going to Arizona.
Hello, baby.
Finally going to the Scottsdale area for my bachelor party. I still don't know much, but I know that my dad is on the phone with you guys all the time.
Yeah, I felt kind of special whenever he calls me, and then I'll hear like, oh yeah, he talked to Luke Hoagland the other day, or yeah, I was talking to Scott on the phone, and I was like, oh, okay, so you're just calling everybody. Like you just need to talk to somebody about something at all times.
I think that is a part of it a little bit because he feels bad always talking to my mom about it because she doesn't get to go. So he's like, I don't want to just talk to her about it all the time. So he just calls other people.
And she probably, I mean, it's a bachelor party. She's not going to resonate to the excitement that we have for it, you know?
Oh, cool. Morning tea
wow.
time.
Golf, yeah, I 7:45 or 7:55. I don't know which time would be better. Maybe 7:55 because it's a bunch of guys, but
What's
you know.
what's the stimping at? I don't know.
Yeah, Jake told me something about Stimp, so make sure you look up the Stimp later, Steve. Yeah, it was fun talking to him the other day about, he said that your mom is always the one that always plans out all the vacations for them.
Yeah, my dad, I don't know if he's ever booked a hotel room before, and he's doing this crazy bachelor party.
And now he's like, I feel kind of guilty for Trish because I've never put this much work into a vacation in my life. And I was like, well, now she knows though. Now she knows that you have the ability to plan something like that. So now the next vacation you guys do together, you guys need to make it right. So anyway, it's going to be wild.
I saw you this week at some point, and you were like, "I was on the phone with your dad this morning." And then later that day, I saw Scott, and he was like, "Oh yeah, your dad called me at lunch." And then the very next day, which was yesterday, I think, I saw Luke Hoagland at a coffee shop, and I was like, "Oh, Luke, what's up, dude?" He was on the phone, so I just like fist bumped him real quick. He's like, "I'm on the phone with your dad." I was like, "What?"
You're like, "Oh, I don't want to bother you during this business meeting."
Yeah.
It's your dad, dude.
He had his computer up, and he was on the phone. I figured he's doing business, and then he like actually closed his computer because he was like looking at like something I wasn't supposed to see. He's like, "Oh,
nice.
Dad, don't."
That's awesome.
But
yeah, no, it's gonna be awesome. I don't know what else to say except for just I'm excited about it. I think
I'm excited too. You keep talking.
Oh,
I want to show you how excited I am.
Okay, you started going down instead of up there. I was expecting.
Sorry, I'm just excited.
You are excited, my brother. How excited? Oh no! Do it up
I'm
top.
just excited.
Too. Oh. Oh my goodness!
Excited for Arizona. It says Scottsdale on the shirt.
No way. Where?
You know, I'm a little lost now.
It says Scottsdale on your shirt.
When I put it on, I found it.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like custom engraved Scottsdale merch. I was like,
Scottsdale birch. What is that?
Merch.
Oh. I was like, is that a tree I've never heard of?
You know the Scottsdale birch.
Scottsdale birch. Yeah, they make a lot of lamps.
That's what they call palm trees in Arizona. The Scottsdale birch.
Wow. Bad Birdie, our like apparel sponsor for golf, sent me this for some reason, and I was like, "Well, that's fun."
Do they just send estimate how many shirts you've gotten from them?
Probably like 20 to 25 like golf polos right now. Yeah,
okay. Yeah,
it's wild.
Yeah. You say they just like send you massive boxes of stuff.
It's like once every like 2 or 3 months they'll send like a couple boxes of just like pants, shorts, quarter zips, crew necks, hoodies.
That's awesome.
It's so fun.
Yeah.
And then this was called like the Beach Cabana set. I was like, I've never seen this on your website. I don't know what this is, but this is like full vacation mode.
That's amazing, dude.
I think I'm going to wear this in Arizona a lot. I'm going to wear this on our Florida trip a lot.
Yep.
And I just got it, so I thought I'd wear it today. And it says Scottsdale on it.
What would it
Where
take?
we going?
Like, let's do odds real quick.
Great.
Remember odds? Basically, like you give me 1 to X amount, and if I guess the same number as you, you have to wear that shirt the entire time we're in either Arizona or Florida. You choose. All right.
Arizona, or let's do Florida.
Okay.
Because I think I'd be happy to the whole time.
Okay, so what are the odds that you would do it there?
1 in 7.
What?
Sure. It's a great outfit.
Okay. Great. Let's do Timon and I both get to pick a number at the same time as you. And if either of our numbers are the same. So change your 1 in how many? 7
Okay.
still?
No, that
makes it a little harder.
1 in 11.
1 in 11. Okay, so Timon, we're gonna count to 3, and then the fourth number we say, or I'm gonna say 1, 2, 3, and then we all say a number.
Is a random number between
Anywhere between 1 and 11. Okay. And if either of us say the same number as Jake has to wear the shirt the entire time he's in Florida.
Okay.
Real
And
quick.
you are allowed to message Bad Birdie and say, "Hey, I lost a bet where I have to wear this. Can you send me 4 more of these?" So you're not wearing the exact same shirt every time if you want to. Okay.
Cool. Real quick, are you guys the type to do like to choose 1 or to choose 11? I need to know that beforehand.
I usually choose like an odd number or a prime number or a number that's divisible by 2.
I usually choose either a number that's 1 or 11 or any number between those.
You'll go between as well.
That'll
Yeah.
help.
Okay. Because I normally don't do 1 or 11, but I was thinking about doing it this time.
You don't.
Not normally.
I
I
don't-
might this
I don't
time.
You might this time?
I might choose 11 or 1.
Look at me real quick and let me see what number you're going to pick.
I don't know yet.
Okay.
It's either 1,
No, I
9,
figured
or
it out.
11.
No, it's not. All right.
Dang it.
Hey, FYI. No, I was going to say like I'm picking 9, okay? I'm picking 9.
Okay. I won't do 9 then.
All right. I'm picking 9, okay, Timon?
Okay.
All right. Sounds good. Yeah.
All right. Let's do it. Count it down.
Ready?
I go at the same time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 6.
1. You guys both
No.
did 6.
I said 8.
8. Oh. He went for 1. All right, now Timon has to wear this shirt every podcast for the next 5 podcasts.
Off camera. I don't even have to. I just say that I am.
Hey,
No one-
guys.
no
I'm wearing
one
the
knows
shirt again.
difference. Yeah.
Dang it. All right.
This is my wear the shirt voice.
He went for 1. This is my wearing the shirt voice. That's fun.
Fun.
Good job.
Fun.
Yeah, what would you define success as in Arizona? What's like not non-negotiables, but like, man, I would be very happy if this happened.
I think everyone is able to like get down there easily. Like no one's like, hey, I had this weird like delay. Hey, my bags never came. Okay. Hey, you know, something like that. We all just get to the Airbnb and we get to sleep there every night, and we're all hanging out during the day.
Yep.
No one has to go to the hospital, which I don't know why they would. I mean, it's not like we're like doing anything
Isaac,
crazy. Yeah, but it's just like
Isaac will find a way.
Yeah. So I think just as long as everyone gets to hang out together, it's going to be so fun. It's such a fun, and unique collection of people. I mean, we told you guys before, there's 4 men in their 50s coming, one of which is my future father-in-law, coming on this bachelor party. So it's going to be very unique and very fun. So I think it almost can't go poorly. You know, like, I don't want to say it absolutely can't.
I dare you to make this thing.
There's too many fun people. There's way too much potential for this not to be like the best weekend ever.
Right. Because like, even if one of us is like off our game, like not having a ton of energy, somebody else is going to pick it up. You know what I mean? And like,
yeah.
And that's the thing. I think we're all just going to be buzzing.
So,
let's talk about your father-in-law real quick.
Okay.
Sunday afternoon, I am coming home from church with Hattie, and I see Jake and his in-laws and Rachel out in the driveway. Actually, you weren't there quite yet. It's okay. And they were looking like Steve and Angie were going to say goodbye to Rachel. And Steve goes, yeah, I lost my phone. I don't know where it is. And yeah, he's just looking all around the house. He's like, I had it 1 minute ago.
Yeah, because he had turned it off during church.
Yeah.
Which is a very old man thing to do.
Yeah, like 15 minutes later, after he still couldn't find it, Rachel was like, Dad, you should just put on airplane mode next time. That does the same thing. Or just don't make it like make noise, and then the vibration, no one else notices that, Steve.
Yeah, but it was very nice of him. Turned it off during church. You know, hey, it's baptism Sunday. Can't have this thing going on.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Palm Sunday. But then, yeah, he had it in his hand like a couple minutes before you showed up, and then just no one could find it.
And he was walking the premises of the house, like going all around.
Well, it's funny because he had just walked the land. I mean, it was like a Native American. He just like walked all around and is like, you know what kind of tree that is? We're like,
he's like,
I guarantee, no, we
he's
do
like
not.
Crouched over, smelling the dirt. Yeah, it's going to be a good year for you guys.
He had seriously done a full like lap around the house for some reason, just admiring the trees. He can't believe how many acorns we have in our yard.
Yeah.
It's just great. And so anyway, he really had just recently covered a lot of ground. So
right.
Like, the phone really could be anywhere.
It could be anywhere. And he was probably crouching down at some of these places to check out some acorns and whatnot. And so, you know, we're just talking, like kind of catching up with them, asking them how they're doing. And yeah, then all of a sudden I just look and I'm like, the phone's right there.
Yeah, Brad was the one who found it.
I was like,
from his minivan.
Yeah, I'm just sitting there in the street and I'm just like, the phone is just underneath the car. It's right there. Which, how the heck did it get underneath the car? Did you figure that out? Did you litigate that?
No idea how that
It seemed like it was one of those things where like the four of you, like none of you were like surprised at all that Steve had lost his phone and was walking all around the premises.
Nobody's stressed. Nobody's worried. We're like, hey, the Ellises. Steve will find it. Just let him go.
Yeah, Steve lost his phone. We're supposed to be leaving, but he lost his phone. No problem. No problem.
There was really no big reason to be on a hurry other than that Steve wanted to watch the Iowa Caitlin Clark game while he was on the road.
Right.
And so that was basically it. But otherwise, I mean, him and Rachel are so similar. They lose stuff all the time. And it's always just like, you lose something that often. You can't let yourself get stressed about it. It's like, oh, we'll find it. No big deal.
It is amazing though that he had it minutes before. You know, that's like, because to me it's like, oh, I lost or I just misplaced something. Okay, where are the 4 places I went? I'll find it in 5 seconds. You know, and he's just struggling to find it.
Yeah, it's a difference in like where in the world is my birth certificate versus like where's my cell phone that I keep with me at all times.
Exactly. Yeah, the thing that's like sewn onto my hip basically. So it'll be fun to see what Steve does when he loses in Arizona.
Yeah,
or just some great stories of. You know, because it's one thing like we have basically it's like this all-star team of people. Yeah. Like it's like, hey, I would go to a game and watch Steve Coop a game, aka I would watch Steve Coop's life anyway. I would watch Harrison's life. I would watch Isaac Scott, whatever. And then you're putting them all together, and it's just like we've never seen Steph Curry throw a lob to Anthony Davis before. You know what I mean? And now we're seeing it. Like we've never seen Scott interact with Steve Coop, you know, for extended periods of time. We've never seen Garrett Gibson, what he's going to be like with Paul Shira, best friend of Steve Triplett growing up.
We've never seen Patrick Mahomes throw a pass to my Uncle John, who will also be there.
Who's my old baseball coach. Like, the dynamics are just insane. Like so many different things that we could joke about and laugh about and find inside jokes about. So, I hope it's just the best thing ever. I hope we don't get super sunburned on the first day. Somebody's gonna.
Yeah.
And it might be me, but I hope it's not.
That's fun. I can't remember. So I know we tried to call Steve on the podcast last week and we didn't answer. Did we ever talk about
No,
what
we
he
didn't.
said
No.
back on the podcast? So you guys missed what could have been a great phone call because he did eventually call back off the podcast. And I was like, hey, I was just calling to see how Buster was doing.
Right.
And the abridged version is that he's a little worried that Buster might be a gay dog because he hasn't impregnated his dog yet. And then we said something, we're like, so no action yet? He's like, no, I've had to look after this dog for 2 weeks, been no action.
2 weeks. I didn't realize it was that long.
Yeah. He's like, the one time there was action, I didn't want there to be action because he was in a small farm truck and had both dogs in the front seat with him and they started going at it like in his lap, but he said they weren't even doing it right. He said, yeah,
It takes a while, okay?
he's like, I think Buster, I don't know, he's just inexperienced. It was on her back. Yeah, he wasn't even doing it right. It was a great phone call. So I don't think Lila is going to be producing any pups. They couldn't make the magic happen.
Do we know if dogs can be homos?
I know they are not classified
Because
as
we're Homo sapiens.
Yeah, we are Homo sapiens because we stand upright.
What are they called? Hetero
Heterosapien?
Heterosapiens, right? Hetero canines.
It's something like that. Yeah. That really caught me off guard.
I've never heard before Steve last week saying, yeah, I don't know, maybe he's just not into the ladies. Like I've never heard that. It's
a very farmer approach to like something's not right.
Yeah, he's just looking at it sideways. Playing for the other team.
So yeah, I don't know. I think I have no idea.
Let's look at Timon. Look it up.
Time to go in incognito mode and search a couple things we've been talking about.
Delete your search history.
Yeah. Right. Cover your bases.
Yeah, tell your mom before you do it.
Speaking of farm truck, sorry, I just had a flashback to last night at premarital counseling. We were talking about something, and I was talking about. I don't know if I've ever told this story, but I told it last night, and Rachel was like, "I've never heard that before. Like, you should say that on the podcast." Great, farm truck. Just reminded me. My first car ever was an old farm truck.
F-150.
Yeah, red and white. It was the same truck that you used to have.
Yeah. 2
gas tanks.
Yes, I forgot about the 2 gas tanks.
Awesome.
Did yours both work? Because one of them did not work.
Okay, so you were down to 1 gas tank.
But it was like just cool that there were 2 of them.
It was sweet.
Yeah.
It got a lot of comments. Like old men really like talking
Like
to
way
me.
ahead of its time.
Yeah.
Like,
pretty
we need
neat
more.
truck there, son. And yeah, it was great. You have about $10 worth in the rear tank. Just use the front one as an emergency fund.
Now that I say that, they did both work. But one of them, the gauge didn't work on it. That was it.
Okay.
Like, so one of them, it was like, I don't know how much is in there, so just use that one as like the reserve. Yes, that was what it was.
Yeah. Well, mine only had 1 gauge, and you would just flip. There was like a switch of like, do you want to use the front tank, back tank?
But when you flipped it, it would go all the way down to E.
I see. Yeah, that's not super helpful. Anyway, this is a great truck, and for as old as it was, it ran pretty good. But then once it started to fall apart, I feel like things happened really quickly.
Oh, really?
So without exaggerating, without embellishing any of this is like the state of my truck, I think, when I got to college. So I couldn't open the door from the inside. Not a huge deal. So I have to roll down the window and open it from the outside.
Yeah.
A little bit more difficult because
those were tough. They had the buttons.
They had a button, an old farm button,
a
too.
hard button.
So
a tough button.
It was very hard to think about like having to push something in from the angle you're at from inside the car to open.
Like if Catherine had a little bruise on her thumb, she couldn't open that thing.
She'd be like,
it would hurt too much to push that hard
in the cold.
Like Bo's not going to be opening that button, open that door with that button until he's 13 years old.
At least, yeah. In the summertime,
like Timon
with 2 thumbs, I think could.
Yeah. Timon would figure out a way to MacGyver it because he's homeschooled, but like no way is he like traditionally opening that door.
The other like boys at his co-op, I doubt it.
No.
So that was one thing. Very quickly after that, the horn stopped working. The honker.
Bummer. That's how my truck does not have a horn right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I think we took it in for a couple other things. They're like, do you want us to fix the horn? How much are they going to be? It's kind of expensive. Like, or we can give you a cheaper version and we can install a horn button like down kind of like by my leg.
Yeah.
And so I was like, great. That's kind of fun.
Fun.
Let's do that. And so, which first of all, it's hilarious because anytime that I was like upset at someone and wanted to honk, first of all, you hit this, you actually hit the horn. You're like, shoot, that doesn't work. And then you're just, where is it? I'm trying to hit
man.
It's just like a clown car horn. Yeah.
It's got like Usher's in there. Come on, man.
You cut me off.
I'm driving here.
In reality, what would happen is I would go to hit the horn, and this is just what you would hear. Got it on the 6th try.
Why?
Because it was so hard to find. I'm driving and I'm like trying to hit it, and like, where is the button?
It's like almost more dangerous to have that horn than no horn at all.
Yeah, eventually my horn, it was just rolling down the window and yelling at them.
Yep.
And I'd appreciate that.
Yeah.
All right. Have a good day. It's so, anyway, the reason these two are combined is because what would happen once I got the car horn down below is when I had to, it was so hard to hit that button when I wanted to, but when it came time to get out of my truck, I'm rolling down my window and I'm having to like get half my body out of it. This is a time when I don't really want people to watch me having to get out of my truck this way.
Yeah, you're still really self-conscious about stuff.
Freshman
like
in college.
Yeah.
Just showed
100%.
up. And I have to lean out of my car, and what would happen 90% of the time, but my knee would bump that freaking button underneath, and then the horn would go off, and everyone just turns around and looks, and it looks like I'm stealing my own car.
Yeah, you're like smuggling it.
I'm like reverse, Grand Theft Auto again. It's like, is he trying to break out of a car? It looks wrong, but he's sitting in the driver's seat.
That kind of reminds me of that story you told. What was it? Oh, you were trying to like put something in a FedEx like shipping container or something,
yeah,
and you were just so awkward and like struggling with it, like just like any kind of Kevin James moments like that, like Albert Brenneman on Hitch, like just struggling to do, and like you're just so awkwardly leaning out and just hitting it with your butt or whatever you're hitting it with. Oh, that's so funny, dude.
Yeah,
Wow.
So that came up last night, and everyone really liked it. And Rachel was like, "You should tell that story in the podcast or on a stage or something. It's pretty good."
That's awesome.
Speaking of premarital counseling, there is a Patreon post. Rachel and I sat down for 20 minutes and said our honest thoughts on premarital counseling. If you want to go check it out.
I checked it out.
And also, I think when we're done recording this, I got to just talk to you guys for like 5 minutes. Maybe we take it on Patreon again. I got to tell you what happened last night.
Oh, really?
It's so fun too because Rachel recorded some of it to show Catherine.
Oh, okay.
And so we have some proof. But I just want to tell you guys what happened.
Because I know Rachel and Catherine were hanging out yesterday, and she was pretty like excited about last night's.
Yeah.
Or like at least hopeful. Mm-hmm. So, okay.
I can't wait to I can't say it on the podcast, but I can't wait to tell you this story. You especially, Brad, you're going to lose your mind.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, but so maybe we'll make a Patreon video out of that. But anyway, Brad, how was your week? What's going on?
Week's been interesting. I always say it's good, and it is always good because perspective is always important, and I'm a positive person. But it's been a weird week because my grandma fell this past week, and she had to go to the hospital for that. Because when you're 95 years old and you fall, like it's like a big deal. And so that was no fun. And so then my parents were in the hospital, like doing all this stuff with my grandma, and then my grandma got sick with like a stomach virus, and then my parents got sick, and then we've been like battling sickness. So it's like, on paper, it's not been the easiest week of our lives by any means. But at the same time, we've still had some fun times. And yeah, one of the things, that has been, I don't know, kind of interesting and different for me is that on Sunday, I think I decided I was going to like set all these limits on my phone, like screen time limits. Have you guys ever done that or mess with that? Or maybe Timon's parents have done it for him.
Yeah, I never have.
Do you have screen time limits or anything?
Yeah.
Do you know what they are?
Stuff. I think it's like there's a certain just like time limit for like Instagram and then just like other apps, just basic time limits. And then some, I don't know, there might be some that are just like off limits. I don't know.
Sure. Yeah. I just like basically was like, okay, I just don't want to be like scrolling. Obviously there's some work that we have to do on social media for our work. And so it was like, I just don't want to be like randomly scrolling for too long. So I just set limits on all the social medias. And then at 9:00 every night, like my phone basically like becomes like a dumb phone. Like,
whoa.
Not truly, but like I can text, I can FaceTime, I can call, but like I can't do any of the other apps very well.
Yeah, mine. That's what I have.
What it does?
It's like 9:30. It's like a bedtime. It's called.
Yeah, but then when it happens, are you able to just like
bypass it?
So I was like, I don't know. I was just motivated. I was like, I just want to be like better at like not being so on my phone all the time, and like whatever, just being better. Because so often, especially in our work, I can you can always be refreshing and seeing at least one new comment, every hour at least.
Yeah, you can always be checking.
Yeah, you can always check something. Did somebody post something on Facebook, whatever? And it's like exciting and fun, but it's also like, I think this might not be the best thing for me to do all the time. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to set all these restrictions and I'm going to set a passcode on it for Catherine. And Catherine's going to be the only one that knows it.
Yeah.
Okay. So if I'm not around Catherine, and then I was going to have her text you the passcode too.
Oh.
And I was like, if Catherine is not, around, Jake will be there. If Jake's not around, then I don't need it. I've just punished myself enough by scrolling Instagram too long or whatever. But then the passcode thing, I don't know. I didn't set it up right because now basically it'll be like, you've reached your time limit. And then there's an option that just says extend time. And and it says either 1 minute, 15 minutes, or until the end of the day. And so I'm like, well, what the heck? I don't know if that's going to do that much work for me. It has helped me be like, okay, except every once in a while, it's like, okay, I was watching a video on Twitter and it is 30 seconds from ending so I'll be like, okay, 1 more minute. And then I know like, I'm done with Twitter.
Yeah.
I need to get off Twitter, whatever. But overall, it's been just an interesting like reflection of like, okay, I spend more time on these things. It adds up a lot quicker than I thought it would. So
like most people I know who are using that, I always see them just bypassing their own restrictions. Yeah.
Yeah. And I hopefully like I won't ever get to the point where I do it. Like every once in a while, like I think like, oh, I need to do this for, jean shorts or for Ghostrunners. Like I need to check how the TikTok's doing real quick, and it's like,
hey, it's popping off right now.
I probably should just be even more strict with like my, my numbers of how many minutes I get, because there are times where I'm like, I'm gonna check the comments and I'm getting right out of there because so it's like I checked YouTube for 30 seconds, there's nothing there, and I'm out.
Great.
I'm out of there. So
that's good.
Anyway, yeah, it's an interesting thing. I'm trying to just figure out if ghosties have any tips for policing their phones more and more. I think we're all just struggling with it to an extent, and I'm just trying to be better. I'm trying to be more present in my life, in my kids' lives. So anyway, that's one update in my life. That's cool. Yeah.
That reminds something that happened to me this past week was I saw Timon kind of squirm there. Sorry if that was a little loud in the headphones. It's like, didn't know that was coming. All right.
Switch cameras.
Didn't know what was coming, Jake.
GoodRanchers.com.
Oh, yeah.
Is coming.
American meat delivered, you would say, maybe?
If I had a tagline, that's probably what I'd say for him. Yeah, it's that time again to remind you guys to get yourself some quality meat. I mean, Brad has been cooking it up on a daily basis.
Dude,
it's
seriously. I have been grilling, every day. Yeah, sure. Yeah, you're right. Steak, chicken. I've been learning how to grill steak. I'm not a connoisseur, but I'm learning, and it's awesome.
It was fun. We the day that I ran into Luke at a coffee shop, Scott was also in the area, so we were like, should we all get lunch together? And Brad was like, can't, and just sent us a picture of just one steak on the entire grill, and it did look good.
It looked nice, didn't it?
It did look really
good.
Little
salt, pepper, little garlic powder on there.
It was funny, but it was like that. I mean, that's better than the Holy Land Cafe.
Bro, I ate a steak for lunch, and it was amazing. It was awesome. I've been eating steak. Our kids love the steak now. It was kind of like a rite of passage. Like I never learned how to grill steaks, and so I was like, Bo, come here. You see, so you got to sear it on both, like teaching him. Of course, he doesn't know anything, but I was trying
as well,
trying to show him some stuff. So, oh man, Good Ranchers truly is. I will say also, along with the steak, Scott came over on Saturday. We grilled some chicken, and Scott's like a foodie connoisseur. Was trying to like teach me different ways to cut the chicken, cut it against the grain, he said. And anyway, he tried the chicken from GoodRanchers.com. And he said, his words were, "This chicken is built different." He's like, you can just tell it's different. Like, this is better. This is amazing. So he's a fan. He's going to be ordering soon enough because he's tried it. I promise you, if you try it, you will love it. Or your money back.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's true, but I'll just say it because I'm that confident in it.
Basically, here's the pitch real quick. Go subscribe and get yourself a meat subscription with Good Ranchers. 3 quick reasons why you should subscribe. You get $240 of free bacon in your first year. You get a pound and a half of bacon in every box.
That's awesome.
Reason alone.
Yes.
Money's worth in bacon. That's crazy. They just give that away to people.
$240 for free.
And if you sign up for a subscription, it locks in your price to avoid meat inflation. Mm-hmm. Just look out for that.
No one likes those ballooning meats.
No. Yeah. Keep them down.
Yeah.
And you get to enjoy the highest quality meat in America. So,
Well, and there's a fourth bonus. Did you know
you
this?
know what? Let's throw out a fourth one. It's not full price.
Yeah, use code GRKC for $20 off any order every time.
Do it.
It's goodranchers.com, American meat delivered, GRKC, $20 off any order. Thank you, Good Ranchers. You guys are truly, truly the greatest meat you could ever get.
Thank you.
It's so good.
Anyway.
So thanks for telling me that part of your week. Tell me some more about your week.
That was one of the main parts of the week. I don't know. It feels like we haven't recorded forever. I got so many things written down that I want to talk about.
10, 11 days.
Yeah. This past weekend was awesome. The Coops were in town. We had a real fun time. Went golfing, hung out. Rachel had another shower. I looked at my calendar and realized that was the last weekend that I'm going to be in Kansas City until June 24th.
No way.
It's I did not realize that. It's the last weekend, which is fine. It's not a complaint. Like everything I'm leaving town for is going to be awesome. It's either my family, Rachel's family, a bachelor party, a Florida trip, or stand-up comedy tour, or a wedding, or a honeymoon. You know, it's like, this is amazing stuff.
That's blowing my mind.
But it's a lot of time to not be here for for a full week. So,
is there something I can do every weekend that's like a weekend project that by the time June 24th rolls around, it's like, Brad, you did this all in the time that I was gone from Kansas City?
it's something you do like on Friday and Saturday, and you put it away on Sunday.
Yeah.
Every weekend.
Like, I don't want you to ever know what it is. You know, like... I'm just making a mural for you.
I was going to say some kind of like pointless piece of art. Just like one of those things like I made your face out of dice.
Yeah.
It took me 8 weeks.
It's frozen cheese. It's you guys in cheese.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thanks, dude. You spent a lot of time on this.
Yeah, so we just gathered sticks from all over your yard, and then we burned them a little bit, but not all the way so that they're malleable, and we made a wreath for you out of them.
It took forever.
Thank you.
Dude, let's talk about Bo and his sticks.
Dude, let's talk about bonus sticks.
I don't hang out with a bunch of kids, but I've never seen a kid just embody like a golden retriever like Bo does. Like he just loves, you know, a lot of you guys have dogs. I'm sure your dog just like loves having a stick in their mouth. They're having something in their mouth. That is how Bo is, but with a stick in his hand.
Bo, and he loves the hunt for the stick, like as well as the stick itself. You know what I mean? Which I think is very golden retriever like go find the stick. Go find the stick. Like
okay.
Like he gets so pumped. I mean, there's been like some crazy wind around here lately, and so yeah, there's so many sticks. I mean, it's stick season, baby, and he's just finding them. And you guys, especially at your yard, or sorry, Rachel's yard that you're going to move into in May, whenever. I'm not saying exactly the date. Man, I mean, have some incredible sticks.
Yeah. Good stick yard. It's just so funny. It's just like we'll be hanging out for an hour and I'll kind of get used to it. And then it'll hit me again. Like Bo has had a stick in his hand for an hour.
And he loves using them as props. I mean, it's a sword, it's a gun. Basically,
this was fire hydrant yesterday.
Oh, that's right. It was
fire hose.
Something. The other day, Hattie has always gone on Tuesdays for gymnastics and then does homeschooling with my mom and aunt. So she's gone most of the day. And so Catherine was like, I just felt so bad for Bo. He was out there playing by himself, just, hitting his stick against the trampoline. And then I asked him about it later, and he was like, I had so much fun. I was playing with my sticks, and I was getting all these guys on the trampoline. And so it's like, in his eyes, he was loving time by himself with the sticks.
That's what Rachel always says. She's like, I would love to see what his eyes see right now.
Yeah.
Because he is in his own world, and this stick is all he needs.
Oh, yeah.
It's awesome.
He's a character a lot of times. He's not making out any words. He's just kind of like,
he's kind of the bad guy a lot, too.
Yeah, he does. And he's totally fine being the bad guy. Whenever we play Peter Pan, he wants to be Captain Hook. He's always like, I'm going to get you, Hattie. I'm going to get you. Running around trying to get her. So anyway, yeah, he's a blast, man.
He is great. Yesterday, I really enjoyed I was at your house, and he was not expecting to see me at your house. And while he was still in the car seat, still in the minivan, in the garage, he could see me. And he was like, I didn't know Chike was going to be here.
Yeah, he does.
And kept putting his hand on his forehead. Seeing this kid who's not even 3 years old is like exclaiming that way was so funny.
That was a beautiful moment of neighborhood friendship right there, because it was like Jake was inside of our house.
And I had just gotten there.
Yeah, so Bo and Hattie come in. Rosie was home with Jake and I randomly. Bo, Hattie, Catherine come in the garage. Hattie gets out to go get the mail. Bo sees Jake through the kitchen, is like so excited. I didn't know Jake was going to be here. Then as Hattie's getting the mail, who should pull up into her driveway but Miss Rachel? And so Bo is super excited about Mr. Jake right here. Hattie comes running in. Guess who just came in her driveway? Miss Rachel's here. Miss Rachel's here. And it was just like, this is great. Our kids love you, and are so pumped every time you guys are around. So
I was loving Hattie and Rachel yesterday. I was like filming stuff on my phone. I think I'll kind of maybe piece it together and put something on Patreon because Hattie is like established this system. It's like a smoke signal. She's written Miss Rachel on a napkin and hangs it in the window that Rachel could see from her house. And when she hangs the napkin, it means like, I'm ready for you to come over now.
Yeah. They're like, she's like, I have to go eat lunch. And Rachel's like, okay, I need to eat lunch too. But when I put up the napkin, that means I'm ready to play my memory game with you.
It was awesome.
Oh yeah.
And Hattie, just the way she was sitting inside for a little bit and she was looking, and then she went outside and just like sat on the step of the porch for a little bit. And it was like a woman waiting for like her husband to come home from war.
Exactly the same. Yeah.
Any second.
Oh, it was so sweet. Yeah. She's sweetie. And the kids are awesome, man. Kids are so fun. If you guys don't have kids, think about it. Just think about it.
Think about it. You have one kid, think about another one.
Think about another one. I don't know if you saw this DM. I think it was to the Ghostrunners. It might. Sometimes people send me like DMs and I'm like, this feels like a Ghostrunners DM. It's okay that's going to Ellis Custom Creations. Do you get those a lot?
Yeah.
Where it's like interesting. But somebody sent us a DM trying to matchmake with our boy over here, Timon. Did you see this?
No.
I'm gonna pull it up.
I'm not surprised.
I'm scared. It's
for their niece, I believe. I should have had this pulled up beforehand because now I got to find it. It's for their niece.
The bee's niece.
And I don't know. I mean, how much have we, like, Timon, can you talk a little bit longer to make sure people really think that you're a catch? Because, like, I feel like Timon's talked for like 5 seconds on the podcast.
I feel like, okay, I need to start using my real voice more. Like, it's not like I put on a fake voice.
Sure.
But when I'm close to a microphone.
Oh.
There it is.
I kind of start, like,
get a little different.
Talking like this. And I feel like this is the Timon that people know on the podcast. But, I mean, I do have a normal voice.
Yeah.
I'm not, this isn't exactly how I always talk, but I mean, I can.
It's got some range in the talking voice. Yeah, it does seem like, and we talked about this like a few weeks ago, but the bar is just so low.
Yeah.
They're just like, hey, there's this guy. We've never really seen him. He said a few sentences.
He said,
nice guy.
He said a couple things.
Seems pretty smart.
Gave some really handy dating advice.
Yeah. Let's ask some real quick questions just to weed out anybody who might have differing feelings and theology than you.
This is good.
Timon, do you respect women?
I trick them a lot. No.
I'm going to write this down.
Okay. Yes.
So we can compare.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
Yes.
Do you believe in love?
Yes.
Okay.
Respects women.
Believes in love.
Timon believes in love.
Do you shower regularly?
Okay.
How do you feel about brushing your teeth?
Good.
Do you think vegetables are healthy or unhealthy?
I think they're healthy.
Okay.
Feels
really
good. It was
deep,
quote
really
good.
What about like bullying?
Quote
what
was
about
good,
bullying, Timon? Like,
bullying.
Do you like to bully kids? Probably.
I prefer not to.
Okay, that was good. I was trying to trick him there, and he didn't fall for the bait.
The tricker has become the tricked.
Okay, Timon. Let's say you're taking out my daughter. Like, you'd probably like be really mean to her and like not open her door or like not pay for her meal, right?
No, in fact,
you would.
Quite the opposite. Yeah.
Okay. He's
Actually,
passed all my tests.
That's good. I wrote all this down. Maybe like a year from now, we can ask Timon all these questions and like see if anything's changed.
Time capsule kind of thing.
Timon capsule.
A Timon capsule.
Oh, that's
fun. That's fun.
Timon, I'm not going to tell you whose side is on who, but Brad and I actually, I think, differ on the stance of like opening the car door for a woman on the first date. Is that what it was?
Sure.
Yeah.
Well,
what are your thoughts?
I don't know.
Which side do you take? You open it or do you not open it?
Here's the thing. I think that some girls could feel like I'm thinking less of them. Like that you can open your own. You can't open your own door. I'm going to open for you. See? So you got to read the room.
Got to read the lady.
The car.
Read the car.
Read the car.
A lot of people read the room. Not enough people read the car.
A lot of people.
So my
it's in
car,
the fine print.
Yeah, my car says Chevy on it. What do I do then?
Is that open the door?
Chivalry.
Oh,
so you're supposed to open it.
Yeah, and yours says Tesla.
Tesla.
So it says.
All right.
Wait, Timon, you're wrong.
Tesla.
By the way. You need to open the door
Tesla.
every time.
The lady opened the door.
Yeah. No, open the door for her until she says don't. I'll die on my grave.
Until she says don't.
Until she says no, I'm okay. You don't have to. And you're like, okay. Just know I'm thinking about it. All right. This says, Also, in case you were serious about setting Timon up on a dating show, I nominate my niece. I'm not going to say her name just in case she would get embarrassed. She's 16, getting her associate's degree while in high school.
Whoa.
Owns and operates her own business.
Whoa.
Big into musical theater. The list goes on, and she's a ghostie.
Whoa.
So
is she a looker?
I'll show it to Timon and no one else.
We have a photo?
Yeah. All right, Timon.
What if we just respond?
That's the bar.
How far away though?
Like, we're just like,
Timon's like, I mean,
maybe zoom out.
Would I open the door for her?
In all honesty, whoever the aunt of this woman, I didn't even see the photo, so don't think that I'm like reacting.
I barely even did either.
I didn't see it.
Across
Just
the room.
messing
no,
around.
she's cute. She's cute.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm sure if nothing else, she's cute on the inside.
That's right. Which matters.
Based on the photo, I think she's got a good personality.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
friendly. Photo.
I mean, owns and operates her own business, Timon.
Wow.
You could do worse. That's all I'm saying. So bring your other matchmaking.
That is now the offer to beat.
Don't
Yep.
encourage it. No.
That's going to be tough to beat, though. Musical theater sounds like a successful
Musical theater owns and operates her
associate's
own-
degree.
Yeah. I mean, she's practically Mark Cuban already.
Yeah,
Mark Cuban with a voice.
Michaela Cuban.
Michaela Cuban.
Yeah,
Anyway.
that's pretty fun. I didn't know about all that.
Yeah.
New segment of the week. Which girl for Timon to approve of, disapprove?
Yes.
Yeah, every week, just like a new offering.
Let's talk a little bit more about this opening the door thing, Timon. Because I do like the idea of like
Okay,
us having a differing opinion, you being the final say. We call it Timon
I'm
says.
open to both.
Okay. You shouldn't be, is what I'm trying to tell you.
You should open both, but not be
You
open
should
to
be
both.
open to both. Yeah.
I'm opening for both.
I think first date especially, open the door.
Yeah.
You can always if the girl says, "Hey, I'm okay. You don't have to do that." Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
Open the door.
No,
Jake
yeah,
thinks you're setting an
play it real
unrealistic
safe.
expectation.
Yeah.
I don't think it's unrealistic. Open that door for the rest of her life if you have to.
Did you do that?
I didn't, because I think and eventually Catherine would be like, "I don't need you to do that anymore." And we always had our hands full of children and things. But on
the
dates,
first date.
dates usually I try to consciously do it. Yeah, if it's just
If it's
the
like,
two of
hey,
us.
tonight's date night,
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
Not in our garage, because that's weird.
I was actually noticing the space in your garage. There's not a lot of room, even with the good thing you have a sliding door.
100%, dude.
I was looking at that yesterday.
Can you imagine? Yeah.
No.
Trying to get out of there. No, yeah, it's a tight squeeze.
I am a fan of opening sliding doors for women.
Okay.
That I will do. That makes sense.
Okay. So
Hey, let me get the button.
what's so different about a sliding door, huh? Because of the button?
Yeah, because I can do it from a seated position already in the car.
Oh, I see. Like opening, like with the girls in the car?
And like she's like 6 years old and in the back seat.
Okay.
Then I'm like, oh yeah, let me like open this up for
Yeah,
her.
we have a remote control for our sliding door. So
That seems like too much. That seems like you're gonna lose it. Right?
Is,
Like, why
there,
didn't
is there not just a button?
There's a
no,
button in
no.
the
Sorry,
van?
a remote could, like a fob, like key fob, like
So do I. Yeah, for my minivan.
There's like a remote that you keep in the van. Oh, can you open up the glove
door.
box?
That's the door remote. There's no other way to get out. Sorry.
It's like, dang.
Lost the remote. We're stuck in
It's
here
like
forever.
too much
You're
security.
like, that's excessive. Yeah.
Anyway, no, yeah, I think the expectation you set is one thing, and also just like I think kind of what Timon said too. I always felt a little weird, like I'm very traditional in a lot of senses. Like I will pay for the meal, I will pick you up, I will give you a time, I will choose everything. Like there's a lot of things like I am still willing to do all this, but something about the door, it's just like you could do this, you could do that. You don't need me to do that for you. You could. I know you're good at opening doors.
Sure. It's definitely an inefficient like thing for sure. Did you like growing up? Not growing up in my fraternity in college. It was, well, I mean, I grew up a lot in college. Let me tell you. No, but it was like a rule. Like if we were in like the main living room and there was a girl that walked in at any time, we always had to stand up for her.
Oh, that's kind of fun.
Yeah, it was kind of like and it was one of those things. And then the girl could be like, "You can sit down. Like it's not a big deal."
That is so.
And I think sometimes it made girls feel uncomfortable, but I think other times it made them feel respected. So there is a balance.
I walk into
obviously.
farmhouse, I'm gonna get respected.
Yeah, 100%. So.
That's pretty fun.
Yeah, it was one of those things. It was like that specific room. It was like multiple different rooms. Like there were certain rooms. It was like, hey, a girl walks in here, no problem, dude. Like if you're watching a movie, you don't have to stand up during the movie.
Stay seated, brother.
Yeah. But some people were so like almost uncomfortably like strict about it. Like,
Hey,
Pop
guys.
and it's like, okay, calm down. Like, anyway, we've seen this girl 20 times. She's dating Gavin.
She's Gavin's girl.
Yeah. Anyway.
Anyway, what else should we talk about?
I got some stuff. You go ahead.
This is one of my favorite Facebook posts from the past week in our Facebook group. Go check it out. Ghostrunners podcast. If you're not a part of it. Ross has been killing it. I feel like every episode he gives us a new meme.
Yeah.
At least one, and they're always so good. So Ross is the man. There were so many funny things about the Ghost Stories episode, the pooping in public.
Right.
It's like people really enjoyed that, which I know there's probably a lot of people out there. Even my dad told me, he's like, I was not really looking forward to listening to that episode.
Yeah.
I still listened to it though. And that first story,
yes.
He's like, that was unbelievable. And so even if maybe you skipped last Wednesday and you're like, hey, I don't really do that. That doesn't sound that entertaining to me. I promise you, just listen to 30 minutes of it. Listen to us and the first story, and I guarantee you will laugh out loud. It is unbelievable.
I do feel like all of the stories were like about poop, but not super, super gross, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's just like, dang, wild scenario to be.
Yeah, it was way more about the scenario than it was about like there was never like any kind of like nastiness when it was like in detail about anything like that. I don't think.
Yeah.
So yeah, because even like I was telling Catherine after we recorded, I was like, there was some funny stuff that happened, and she was just like, gross. I don't know about this, and I'm like, just trust me.
So at least listen to the first one. Give it a shot.
Oh yeah,
it's so funny,
so great.
But probably my favorite Facebook group post from the past week was I can't remember who you are now, but it was like she posted late at night. She's like, I just have to post in this group. Me and my husband are laying in bed right now next to each other, and we're having a contest to see who can whisper Chike, Chike, the quietest. And we are in tears laughing. Felt like I needed to share with you guys. Marriage is the best. Whatever.
Yeah, Sarah was her name, I think.
Was it?
Sarah
Good memory.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just thought that was so funny. The idea, something about just planking, just laying completely still and just trying to fall asleep, but they're like, Chike, Chike. And just going back and forth, quieter, quieter.
Chike,
Chike, Chike,
Chike, Chike. Go ahead, Timon. Timon, you had something.
Timon. Make everyone turn up the volume in their car. I can't hear what you're saying.
What are they doing here?
Just blast them with that. Yeah, that is a good segue into Chike, but at the same time, I do want to say stand alone. Like, that was my favorite Facebook post. That made me laugh just thinking about it.
I'm not going to talk about it on the podcast, but look at the follow-up comment to that. Did you see that?
No.
From Jess Eggleston, Rachel Mustang's sister. Just check it out.
Jess Eggleston is Rachel Mustang's sister?
Fun fact.
Sister-in-law?
No.
Just straight sis?
Her name was Jessica Mustang. Now it's Jessica Eggleston.
Believe it or not, her new last name?
Jessica Eggleston. Somebody commented like, Brad just is talking in this voice every single week now. And I'm like, I'm not doing it on purpose anymore. Jessica Eggleston.
Okay, I do remember seeing some comments.
We're not talking about that. Just, you crazy. Just look on the Facebook group.
Was it about? Okay, whatever. I just won't say anything. I think I know what the comments were about, but
it was
kind of wild.
It was really funny. Anyway,
Chike is back.
Yeah, it is. What is Chike exactly?
So basically, if you've been living underneath drive-through terrible coffee and you don't know, pish posh,
sucks for them.
Then you don't know that it's coffee's favorite protein, Chike protein iced coffee. Yeah, it's just
what's it got, like 15 grams of non-GMO protein?
You idiot!
Oh my gosh!
It's got 33% of that added on, which would be 20 grams of non-GMO protein. 2 shots of real espresso coffee, only 1 gram of sugar per serving. It really is great. You guys know we've been advocating for Chike for forever. We really do enjoy it. The people in our lives enjoy Chike. I just realized I'm not wearing my watch. Fun. I just felt someone was, as I was doing the hand motions, like, these feel even. These feel free.
Even.
Huh. Yeah, there's not something weighing. Normally it's like this. It's so heavy.
Gosh, hey, whoa.
Anyway, yeah, it just really is great. If you never tried it,
Never tried it?
Chike it out.
Dude, the chai is nice.
Chai, a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
They've got sampler packs. I think you can get like 5 flavors in one. You can do the subscribe and save, which with code Ghostrunners gets you quite the discount.
25%.
Yeah.
I defy you to find any other protein iced coffee company giving you 25% off a subscribe and save at chike.com.
With code GRKC.
With code Ghostrunners.
With code Ghostrunners.
Ghostrunners.
My goodness, Timon.
I'm
Take a
so
lap.
sorry.
Take a lap. Just kidding. Yeah, you can also
myself
go.
out.
Yeah, just take a lap and open up this. We'll open up this and we'll see when you go around.
Don't lose your phone, though.
Yeah, I like Chike.com/Ghostrunners. That's the link in our description. You can also go there. But yeah, Chike them out. Chike. Chike.com. Ghostrunners.
Love you, Chike.
Hey, love you guys.
Love you, Chase.
All right, guys. All right, Brad, your turn.
All right. I guess we could call this currently trending. I have a currently trending in my life right now. I've been on Peacock watching a lot of The Office. That's like my one, 20 minutes of show recently that I've been watching per day. And it's just so great. But Peacock also has King of Queens on there. Mm-hmm. And so now currently trending is watching King of Queens. And I know that a lot of people are like, oh, it's old school sitcom, whatever, laugh track comedy, but it gets me every once in a while, dude.
Yeah.
I think part of it is Doug Heffernan and I just relate to the guy so much in so many ways. Just has a much more beautiful wife than he is, and like just a worker's man and just goofy. But then Arthur specifically, Jerry Stiller's character, is so funny. And I think one of the reasons that he's funny is because he has these very, very like this vast vocabulary that you never know he's going to say. And so I wrote down, as I noticed them, the first one I was like, I'm just going to remember to say that in a normal sentence because then it'll make me sound smart.
Cool.
But then I'm like, no, I noticed like it happened more and more times. So I wrote down 4 different words and I want you to try to give me the definitions for them. Okay?
Cool.
So, and Timon, feel free to chime in here as well.
Yeah.
The first one is kowtow. Ever heard that before?
Is it spelled Cowtow?
It's spelled Kowtow.
Kowtow.
Kow. Oh, yes. I've seen that word. I don't know what it means.
KOW. I don't think I've even heard it.
Is it said like katow?
Kowtow.
Like an onomatopoeia?
It's not an onomatopoeia.
Oh, I've heard the word. I just haven't ever like seen it or like I have no idea.
Because it's an onomatopoeia. You've heard
It's
like a katow.
generally a verb, but it can also be
verb.
a noun. You can call somebody a kowtow.
I think I'll go verb.
Let me give you the example sentence from Merriam-Webster, if that's okay.
Okay.
You can try kowtowing to the boss, but he'll see right through you.
Lying, fibbing, fabricating.
Like sucking up to someone like making them
kissing their butt. Being a kiss up.
Yeah, Timon got it.
Yeah.
So
oh really? Oh nice. Okay.
The first definition I saw is not this one. To show obsequious deference. I'm like,
Oh, well, that helps.
to kneel and touch the forehead to the ground in token of homage, worship, or deep respect.
Worship.
Let me see the one.
What did the definition say? Obsequious deference?
Obsequious deference.
Doesn't that sound like
What a jerk. Merriam-Webster's being a jerk right
it
there.
sounds like the cheetah, which of course in Latin is obsequious deferens. Like it sounds like the Latin version of anything.
It just is like, it's like asking your AP teacher, like, hey, can you help me out with this? And she just gives you an even more complicated answer than the right answer. It's like, what? Here's the one that like when you search for your computer, to act in an excessively subservient manner. I thought that one made sense. I know what subservient means. I don't know what obsequious deference means very well.
I kind of like the more we say it, the more I like it. Obsequious deference.
Obsequious deference.
Oh, obsequience.
Yeah.
D.
So, kowtow. Okay, 3 more here. I got buxom. Buxom. You ever heard of that word?
Bux?
Buxom.
Sounds like a
and he's just like
Gen
throwing
Z
these
kid
words
name.
in this like sitcom of a like CBS like.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, Timon's right. That does sound like a kid's name. Like we have Gemma, Valvoline, and Buxom.
Buxom does sound like a 21st century word or name.
In reality, it's actually a very old word. This is a type of leather made from cowhide back in the day.
Okay.
It's like, oh, that's pretty nice. Is that buxom? Am I close?
No, it's an adjective actually.
Oh, okay.
Something shiny.
Shiny.
Guess.
Yeah.
I would say something that stands up tall. Whoa, that's pretty buxom.
Whoa. That Empire State Building.
new buxom?
I didn't realize they had such buxom buildings over here in
You
New
play
York
basketball,
City.
boy? You are buxom.
Yeah. What team? Yeah. What college you play for? You big buxom guy.
Buxom out, buxom.
Big buxom.
The opposite of that, to an extent, vigorously or healthily plump.
Oh.
Healthily plump.
Healthily plump.
Like a Chinese emperor. Like he was so healthy that he could eat a lot.
Gotta
Or
be.
so wealthy that he could afford to eat a lot.
Yeah, I think so.
Or like slim thick. Is buxom mean slim thick?
Yeah, I think so. With two
Healthily
Cs.
plump, yeah.
Here's an
Is that
example.
what does Merriam-Webster say about slim thick?
Let me see. This is an example. Kyle and Stan moved to LA and rent a beachfront condo where their next door neighbors are two buxom dental hygienists.
I can't even. That sounds like a word problem. Hold on. Start over. What? They're dental hygienists.
Their neighbors are buxom dental hygienists. Elle McPherson and this must be like a description for a movie or something. Elle McPherson and Rebecca Ramjan with hearts of gold and a taste for Scientology.
There's too many details. Like it's like, why are they dental hygienists if it's about like their weight?
Yeah, I don't. I think that was like a description for like a movie though. I don't know.
Buxom, healthily
buxom.
plump.
Yeah, I don't know if it's.
specifically full bosomed.
I was gonna say, Timon, I was like, I don't know if it's one that we should be using a ton in our daily lives. Like, wow, Mom, you are buxom.
Really? That's
Playing
what it
basketball.
Yeah, I think it just means tall. You're right, Jake. Okay, the next one is
means. Buxom.
lucre. 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 Lucre.
Oh, I've heard this one.
CRE. Oh, it reminds me of lacquer. But I don't know about lucre.
I'll tell you this. I now, after knowing the definition, you will understand another word that's similar to it and why.
Lukewarm. It means getting colder faster.
Not faster. No, I'm just kidding.
Lucre. It's liquor, but you can't pronounce it right.
But it's like what drunk people call liquor. You got any more lucre?
I need to go to the lucre store.
You got just can you just drive me like 6? It's like 6 minutes to the liquor store, please. I'll pay you back.
Mall lucre. Any kind of mall lucre.
No, actually, it just means monetary gain or money. Like
I've heard that.
like what would you say is the adjective for lucre?
Lucre.
Loot.
Lucre.
Luka Doncic. I honestly don't know. What are you saying?
Ludicrous.
Yeah.
Like that project was very
lucrative.
lucrative.
Okay, we were close. We were circling it. We would have found it eventually.
Oh, because
Timon.
yeah, that would just be like kind of the same word. Like
Correct, Timon. That's how English works.
yeah, there we go.
I'm just kidding.
Oh, so
According
the
to-
shorter word can be made longer with a similar definition.
All right, and last, King
What was
of
it again?
Queens-
Lucre.
Lucre.
Which
Lucre. Monetary
Lucrative.
gain or profit. Yep. Foreign coins are not acceptable lucre in most vending machines in this country, is the example sentence.
Can we go back one? How did Jerry Stiller use buxom?
I should look it up. I'll look
curious.
it up. I didn't keep the context, but I'll look it up. It's such a funny show, guys.
So I'd like to know how I can use it. Like if I see a woman who's recently had a kid,
You're thinking
There's-
of Katie Kennedy.
I don't know, and there's been changes that have happened to her. Stomach's gotten smaller. She's glowing. She's had a kid. Maybe in addition to that, I say, well, look who's buxom. Would that
I
be
see
appropriate?
somebody's a little buxom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, here he
I'll
goes.
text her.
Without getting too far into the context, he says, and I'm going to try to do this in my Jerry Stiller voice, okay?
Thank you. R.I.P.
Anyway, oh my gosh, that's so bad.
You went for it at least.
A manila folder awaits you, buxom with knowledge. That was such a bad impersonation.
I did.
Buxom with knowledge. I like that.
You're bursting with it.
Yeah, voluptuous.
Like you're falling out of it.
Vigorously plump
Cool.
with knowledge. Okay. And then the last one here is it's just a phrase. You're giving me the vapors. He said that to a woman, or he said that about a woman that he was like telling a story about.
Whew.
You're giving me the vapors.
Giving me the vapors. You were giving me, and a vapor is a type of excuse. And it's an excuse that allows you to get out of some type of appointment you have later in the day.
Yes. You're giving me 6. Yeah.
There you go.
You're
that
giving me the
what you were gonna
vapors.
say
That's it. That's what I was
Okay.
thinking. Yeah.
The real definition is,
Close?
yeah, you're getting me hot to the point of perspiration, or you're creeping me out hardcore.
Or? Those seem like two different words, maybe.
Yeah, it says this phrase has two meanings. So,
Cool. Hot to the point of perspiration. Hey, you turn the seat heater off. What was the word?
you're giving me the vapors.
I'm getting
I will say this
give
one
me
is from
vapors.
Urban Dictionary, not Merriam-Webster. So it
Reliable
says,
sources.
"Dang, Annika, will you take a look at that fine piece of meat over there? He's certifiably giving me the vapors."
Certifiably. Okay.
When I just Google it, it just says for an old phrase meaning a feeling of weakness or sadness. But
Oh.
I like Urban Dictionaries better. Yeah.
Anyway, fun times.
That's kind of fun.
Yeah. Fun times with King of Queens.
That's great. I think Rachel and I's show like that recently has been Seinfeld.
Yeah.
And I'm very impressed at how good Seinfeld still is.
Right.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's so good. I feel like, yeah, I just appreciate it.
Really.
Good stuff in Seinfeld. I don't know if we need to talk about this or not, but Catherine has been using Rachel's laundry machine a lot. So I've been seeing a little more Catherine.
Yeah.
And
Dryer.
yeah, the dryer specifically,
Yeah.
I guess. And laundry machine is kind of a dumb term because it doesn't describe anything. It could be washer or dryer.
Oh,
it's nondescript.
sure. You're right.
Like washing machine, that is an appliance, but a laundry machine isn't even a thing. Unless they finally invent the thing that I've been talking about for years. Trapdoor, bottom top loader, dump
Yeah.
it in. Anyway, Catherine was over and she had just gotten back from like the town hall meeting or
Okay.
something.
When?
This was like this past Tuesday, Monday, something like that.
Okay, yeah.
I think. And
Yeah,
she is like,
she's a civil servant for sure.
I liked it. She
Yeah.
was like telling me the story of like how she kind of just like didn't necessarily like stand up to someone, but a little bit, just like shared her opinion on something and then received like a ton of like, I don't know, very interesting, very stern, very like loud backlash. And then turns out it was the mayor.
Yeah.
And everyone else was like, the mayor has never done that to anyone. Like you really like riled her up. Like she's never like
Yeah.
responded to someone like that.
Yeah.
And so I was firing Catherine up. I was like, are you going to become mayor? She's like, no, I'm never going to do that.
I don't know if she's gonna let us keep this in here or not. If not, we'll put it on Patreon.
Okay.
But it was not even like a fiery thing, really. I mean, it
I was
was
gonna
like,
say, yeah, it was.
Did she explain what it was?
Yeah, it was very chill. It was very just like, they were like, hey, we think the people of this area, of this part of Shawnee want this. And Catherine
Yeah.
was like, well, I
was
actually
like-
live in that area. And I don't think I want that.
Well, yeah, it was like they're gonna put in this really high end like dining restaurant like across from McLean's, and they're gonna fund it with like $3 million of taxpayer money. And she's like, I don't know if is that like a normal thing that like everyone does, and then the mayor was just like, yes, it is. Of course it is. Yeah. That's what this one did too, and like got really fiery with Catherine. She's like, I don't know. My husband's a small business owner, and he doesn't get a bunch of money from the city like this. And I don't know. It was just kind of this awkward interaction. So yeah, I don't know how she'll feel about all that. But yeah, I'm always like, dude, Catherine, like you would be so good. Yeah,
I like that. Yeah, I was
like
trying to fire
you
her
have
up.
so much care for this stuff. Like you're not one that's like gonna be ruthless and like mean and stuff as a
It'd be
poli-
great. Leslie, no.
Yeah, exactly. You just care. And so anyway, that's funny.
I just wrote that down. I wrote Catherine, mayor. I want her to become mayor.
I do like that. One thing that I wrote down, it says water aerobics on Friday mornings, ? So I was at the gym the other day
Buxom.
and buxom. I am buxom with ideas here. I was at the gym the other day, and often when I get done with my workout, I'll go to the hot tub, which obviously is right by the swimming pool.
Obviously.
And on Friday, when I walk into like the main pool area, there's probably at least 60 elderly people in the pool, like getting ready to do water aerobics.
60 is a lot if it's elderly.
It
You never see elderly in bunches, really.
It was wild. It was so many. And I mean, they were pretty evenly spread out, but like it was enough to where like there's like two pools. There's like a lap pool, and then there's like a more like leisure pool. They were all in leisure pool with like the little water weights, and then there were some people in the lap pool because there were so many. And I thought to myself, would Jake and I like have some good experience if we did this? Would you ever be interested in taking a guest pass with me? And I mean, you might not be around for any Fridays for the next 2 months.
Honestly, we probably should.
I think it'd be so fun
We probably should.
because there was like one woman there that was probably like 45 and she stood out like a sore thumb. and so I'm like, can you imagine if two dudes just come up in there and just, I don't know, what would we like obviously these workouts are not super intense. What if we just like tried to like go hard on these workouts or
Double time.
yeah.
That is really funny and could be so fun. Yeah, if it was like a normal water aerobics class, I might be a little worried. But if it's like primarily elderly people, I think we'd do all right. Like
Yeah.
we could keep up. I'm not going to drown.
And like if anybody asks us like, hey, Like, are you guys just here by yourselves? They're like, no, we're here with our grandma. She's over there at the end. There's no way they're going to fact check that. Like, no elderly woman can speak more than like 5 feet away from her. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so there's no way that she can be like, Gladys.
And they probably can't hear us anyway. So be like,
also,
oh yeah,
very
that's
echoey.
my grandma. She can't hear real well, but that's her.
Yeah.
Don't
very
worry.
Echoey.
Don't
just kind of wave at her. Anyway, I wrote that down of like, this would be fun to do if I had somebody else to do it with. And I think Jake is that person.
Yeah. Yeah, that does sound like something pretty fun. It sounds like something that you and I would do once for fun, and then Rachel would be like, that sounds pretty fun. And then Rachel would be the one who actually ends up going there once a week every single Friday, and we'd just become best friends with these people. So that's probably going to happen.
Also true.
I had a nice run-in with someone at McLean's. Maybe it was last week. One of those weeks where we just kind of worked separately one day. But one comes up to me, very direct, very just like confident, walks right up to me. You're a YouTuber. And I said, oh, hey, yes, I am. What's going on? And she was like, I knew it. I knew it. My kids, they love your stuff. And I think I've seen you. And I was like, that's awesome. And so we chatted for a little bit, took a quick selfie. She goes away. And she comes back like 10 minutes later. She's like, hey, I'm sorry to bother you again. My kids don't watch you. I watch you.
Oh,
and
she felt conscious, like her guilt.
I truly don't know if it was like her lying the first time or if she was like couldn't place where she saw me, and so she's like, "Yeah, I think my kids watch you." And then she thought about it more and was like, "Wait, no, I know this face from Gene Schwartz or whatever." So it was really fun and just like a really funny interaction. Like my kids don't have a clue who you are. I took that picture for me.
Yeah, I'll be honest. Yeah, my kids, I'm going to show this to them and they're going to say, "Big whoop, mom."
They're gonna say.
They're going to say big whoop.
You're going to say doesn't look like it's anything lucre to me. So
that guy is not very lucrative.
But ended up being fun. Turns out she works for the Chiefs cheerleaders. And so I was like,
okay.
Oh, that's fun. I was like, you and Morgan? She's like, oh my, or no. It started off with her saying, she's like, I do stuff with Chiefs cheer. And so I've seen the videos like with you and Morgan and everything. I was like, oh my gosh, that's so fun. She's like, yeah. Do you know Morgan? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, oh, right. Because you did the videos together. Right. It was like the very next
She was flustered.
Yeah. It was pretty funny, but she was really awesome. And yeah, it's good to chat with her.
Dude, McLean's.
Laura Beth.
Yeah, it feels like we've gotten recognized more often than not when we're at McLean's these days. In some ways.
It's been a good week.
Maybe since we recorded there once, people are like, okay, they know us at McLean's.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It seems, it's just like a once per like sitting.
Yeah.
I think it like happens.
Yeah, it's
great.
Fun.
Yeah. It was fun. Yeah. When I was with Luke yesterday at Black Dog, guy came up to us and recognized me. It was, my phone was up, literally uploading a video to Gene Shorts. And so if he was even somewhat doubtful, I feel like he could just have looked at my phone and be like, well, that's for sure the guy. He's uploading as we speak. But I had so much fun talking to him. He like works in like tech and startups and everything. And I was asking him a million questions. And then he was the one who's like, all right, I'll let you go. I'll see you later. I was like, maybe I bashed him with too many questions. I was having a good time talking to him.
Yeah. If you ever see us in public, like talk to us as long as you want to. I think Jake and I are more than happy to talk almost always. Like the guy that we saw at Black Dog the other day was like, hey, G Shorts Comedy. And we're like, yeah, man, what's your name? You know?
Oh, yeah.
He's like, I'm Darren. All right. See you guys. I was like, okay. I just figured we could get to know you a little bit, man. But
although I will say the one weird one we had this week or last week was
when I was on the phone.
Yeah, you're on the phone with Catherine having like a pretty like, obviously it wasn't serious to the point where you couldn't have it in front of me, but like you guys were trying to like do something very timely.
Oh yeah, I'll write down that. We can talk about that.
Yeah, you just want to get into it right now?
Sure. Yeah.
It was just a weird bit. She came up and was like, hey, Brad and Jake. And Brad's like, ice. Yeah, hey, good to see you.
Hey. Awesome. That's cool.
And then I'm like trying to like cheat like and just like block you off entirely so you don't have to like be in this conversation with us.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, it was interesting trying to navigate that. Anyway,
Catherine, I mean, she's just wonderful. She's great. And she goes on kicks. She got a new kick. And I think this one might be a kick to stay. I hope.
This is a funny
Because if it's a kick, then I'm going to be very upset. That's why I'm like very like hesitant to like move forward with it.
Are we sure?
Like this is something I'm going to be very frustrated at if it doesn't work out because our house, we live in the suburbs. We don't live on farmland at all. And she really wants to get some chickens in our backyard. She wants some chickens, and there's some women at our church, a couple of women that came to that birthday party for Hattie, like the moms, they have chickens. One of them lives in Olathe. Like, she's like, yeah, we used to have it in our neighborhood. Catherine's like, how wonderful would it be? We would never need eggs again. And that's of course like the most, perfect scenario ever with it.
Free eggs.
And I was like, but all the work that's going to do to make this chicken coop and it's going to look silly in our yard, blah, blah, blah. And then the next day she sends me a Craigslist free stuff link to this person who's giving away this massive chicken coop.
Ooh.
And she's like, what do you think? And of course, like the night before, we had talked about it enough to the point where I was like, I don't know, maybe we should do chickens. That'd be kind of crazy and it'd be kind of cool. And
little chicken.
They even have like I guess I know nothing or very little about chickens. I killed 20 of them. That's about the extent of my knowledge with chickens. But there's like, I guess you're supposed to like shut a door on them at night so that they like stay in and no one else gets in. Probably why I killed 20 of them, because I didn't know that. But no, but apparently there's like automatic doors now. You don't even have to go out there and shut them yourself.
Okay.
And so Catherine's like, I mean, all you have to do is go and get the eggs. They're really easy. They don't eat very much. And I'm like, okay, you're making it sound pretty great. It'd be kind of a sweet memory for Hattie and Bo and Rosie, like going out and gathering eggs, whatever, all these just classic like homestead, homeschool kind of vibes. But I'm like, I'm into it. I like it. And so she sends me this thing the next day, and I contact the guy. Long story short, the chicken coop was going to be way, way too big, and like maybe not way too big, but it was going to be too tall for our fence. And so it was going to be like something you could see like as you're driving by. I don't think either of us wanted that. Because technically, I don't know if it's legal to have chickens in the city. But anyway, all this stuff was but Catherine like went over with the kids and was like checking it out and talking all through with me while this woman was, talking to us. And I'm like, yeah. Oh, that's awesome that you listen to us. That's cool. Okay. So the chicken coop, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, Timon, you guys have chickens?
We did. We haven't for a few years.
Okay.
But we had like 15-ish chickens for like a long time. Like she built our own.
Give me your experience. What do you think? Okay. I get it. Okay.
No, okay. The chickens are fun, but there was like, it's not really fun when it's your responsibility to do all the maintenance, which it wasn't really mine, but the reason we got rid of them is because like
it was too much.
It was kind of a lot.
15's a lot.
Yeah.
How many were you
But the
thinking?
free eggs.
Catherine was like 4 or 5.
Gotcha.
Free eggs are nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They make a lot of noise.
Not really.
That's the other thing is Catherine wants to put them like in the corner of our backyard, like right by our
bedroom.
room. Yeah. And I'm like, am I going to wake up? Like, am I going to try to take a nap? And
Have one rooster wake you up every morning.
I wouldn't hate the rooster waking me up.
That's why you slept in. Yeah, rooster did it, bro.
Yeah. Okay, but roosters, you got to be careful because they can be mean.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
You had some bad experiences with some roosters?
They're just the smallest little things, and they're just terrifying. I mean, we had like a bantam, like a little mini rooster, but he was probably the most aggressive chicken I've ever seen.
Like mean to you or like mean to the other chickens?
More mean to like people. Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
How do you make sure you don't get any of those bantams?
Buxom chicken. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, just don't. Just be careful.
All right.
It's hard to tell when they're chicks, though.
I know. We'll figure it out. Anyway.
Yeah. Good luck. With
Might be getting a chicken coop in the old half-acre, property.
That'd be awesome.
It's pretty cool.
Shawnee, Kansas. Yeah, it could be. It's one of those things where it's like, oh, I don't know about this, but at the same time, like, ideal world sounds pretty fun.
At least try it out, and you can always.
And like just the fun of being able to say we have chickens. Like that's just
yeah, totally.
You want to name the chickens? I mean, Rachel has so many memories on their farm of like they've named so many cats, and then the stray cats have kids,
Right.
and they've just gotten to name so many animals. Like it's so funny. Like you can just say any noun to Rachel, and she'll be like, "Oh yeah, we had a cat that name."
Oh yeah, kowtow. Yeah.
oh yeah.
I try to think what their like current cat names even are. It's Ron, I know is one of them. They named Ron.
They ran out of like animal names. Like
they thought Ron was a guy, and then found out Ron was a girl. So now it's more like Rhonda, I think.
Yeah.
And I know the other one, Steve's favorite is Splotchy. I can't remember.
Wonder what that one looks like.
But
I like the idea of animals named like normal names.
Oh yeah, boy, I thought that was great. Yeah, a little dog named Barbara.
We went to somebody's house the other night, and their dog's name was Doug. And it was funny, like the first.
Is it a pug? If so, that's kind of annoying. Okay.
It was some kind of doodle.
That's nice. I like that.
Yeah, it was, and it was like the little kid came out first. I was like, "Hey, what's going on?" It's like, "What's your dog's name?" Doug. Just funny hearing a little kid say that.
Even just like a one syllable dog name is also just kind of it's just like quick.
Oh yeah, it's got to be one syllable. No?
Oh really?
Maybe not.
I feel like 2 syllable.
Really?
It's a great dog name.
Tiger.
Tiger.
How's Tiger doing? Isaac's dog.
Yeah, he's becoming a little bit better, a little more like domesticated. A little
I feel
more
like every time I
normal
hear about him, it's like not very positive from Isaac. I think he loves them, but it's like, yeah, he's.
It's just the
pooping
dog
on
itself. Yeah, it's like it doesn't behave super normally all the time. Like only at our house barks and howls every time any door opens. But then we were over at his parents' house, just fine. That door is opening, closing, no problem.
Oh, interesting. Maybe he's like trying to protect everyone at your house. It's like, this is my domain.
It'll be interesting though. It's like the dog will be in my lap. I will be petting him. We'll be having fun for 20 minutes. I go outside. I forgot something in my car. I come right back, growling at me.
Really,
like, dude?
Even after he sees you.
Yeah. He sees me. It's me. Smell me. Look at me, dude.
Yeah.
I get frustrated about it. I'm like, we just bonded. Come on.
How do we
stop growling at me?
How did I get here with you?
Stuff like that. I think he's got like some heartworm stuff going on, and his hair is kind of falling out, and just like dang, just like not a perfect dog.
Sure, lovable though, lovable guy.
But yeah, still a good dog to pet.
Yeah.
So that's been fun. What time did we start recording, Timon? It was a little before 10.
We've been recording for an hour and 15 minutes.
Woo!
Well, I tell you what.
Wrap this puppy up. Should we do our reviews of the week, Brad?
Reviews of the week. Jessica Elgerson. Yes, mine's going to be a quick one. It's from Knack Baxter via Apple Podcasts. It's just in quotes. Oh, the review is called Cookies, 5 stars. And then in quotation marks, my wife said she'll never trust me again, but the cookies were good. 5 stars. Hungry Luke.
That's
so Hungry Luke is coming to play. Shout out to Knack Baxter. He just had his first little baby boy.
Oh,
yeah.
Congratulations, Knack.
Yeah, baby. Nikki.
Okay, my review is also super short from Chris. I said, hey, Jake, Brad, and Timon.
That's me.
I've been trying to draft this message in my head for the past 2 or 3 weeks, so I apologize first off for the awkwardness and absurd length because of how short it is. My name is Chris, and I live in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I found your podcast through my wife, introduced me to Trey Kennedy's podcast, and subsequently hearing Jake mention another podcast. I immediately searched Jake Triplet Spotify. First thing to pop up, Ghostrunners. Not only did this mean I was able to further envelop myself with the joyous, positive, and friendly banter on this awesome group of people, but it gave me so much more binge material for long drives to and from work. I cannot say enough about how much this podcast has saved me. I know you'll hear it all the time, but there's a reason you do. Y'all's drive and passion for living life to the fullest while raising God-centered families is an inspiration and beacon, good word, to those of us who have been through or are going through difficult times. Thanks, y'all, from the bottom of my Cajun heart for the life, love, and laughter that y'all bring to me daily. I've had about a month of binging, and I feel like y'all are some of my best friends that I never had. Timon, Scott, Bo included.
Come on.
For so much of my life, I don't know if I want to say, this is an email, so maybe I won't say all this. My parents are missionaries overseas. And so with all the traveling to and from continents, I often longed for a tight-knit Christian group of lifelong friends like y'all exhibit every week. And I'm so grateful to feel like I'm a part of that. Additionally, y'all have especially served as a vessel of joy and encouragement to me personally. Okay, sorry, I'm going to skip over that too. But between the hilarious jokes, the catchy theme song, which gets stuck in my head all day, and the offhand office quotes, which go very appreciated to me every time, having watched it front to back at least 8 times, I feel so included into every episode and long to work with Brad in his shop. I'm also a carpenter. Go figure.
Let's go.
Or play golf or nerds or any other board games with Jake and Rachel. If I ever get a chance to meet you guys in person, I would love nothing more than just give you all a solid handshake, man nod, or full-on hug for all the help y'all have been to me. I know this goes without saying, but thank you again for doing what y'all do and being who y'all are. I pray blessings over your families, upcoming weddings, future business deals, and further growth and development of your amazing influence.
Wow.
In closing, I leave you one last great thought. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Wayne Gretzky, Michael Scott. Sincerely, Chris.
Chris, my man. Holler at me. Let's make something together.
He also said P.S., but it's about the wedding registry, so I'm not going to say it.
Yeah, don't say anything about the wedding registry. Target, Crate, and Barrel. If you Google Jake Triplet, Rachel Coop, you can find that wedding registry real easy.
We're working on getting that removed, talking to my IT guy.
Talking to the guys that work in SEO for my company. So
talking to the TikTok CEO. I saw him in Congress having to answer some questions that revolved around that. I love any time that like tech CEOs have to like go before Congress. The questions they get asked, like the most recent one, one of the ones I saw, maybe you saw some of these like TikTok edits and whatnot, but like an old congressman is like, so can TikTok access my home Wi-Fi? And the TikTok CEO like didn't even know how to answer. He's like,
didn't
like if you log into the Wi-Fi, then yes. He's like, okay, thank you. What are some of these questions?
It's like
the men leading our country are asking.
It's like in college, like you're like, hey, you have to ask 2 questions at some point, like in follow up of a public speech. And that guy's like, okay, I know this guy's a tech guy. I know Wi-Fi is a thing, and he's talking about TikTok. So let me say those 2 things.
Yeah,
that's great.
Great review.
Great review.
Great review.
Yeah,
from Ben.
Chris. I just got this email like right before we were recording. So
that's amazing.
Thought I'd share it. Brad, would you like this episode with jingle?
I would like to end it with a throwback jingle because Daddy's voice, I don't think I could get many more notes than this.
But what's happening next week?
Next week, if Daddy's voice is back, Daddy's voice is going to do a little live jingle.
Yeah.
A little lingle.
Lingle.
It's going to be lucre.
Very fun.
Yeah. It's going to be lucrative. So, it was planned on doing it today, and I'm just like, let's do it right.
Make it a good one.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's going to be awesome.
Well, that was an old jingle. Thank you guys for listening to this episode. As always, Wednesday's going to be a good one. Check that out. And check out our sponsors, of course. Get you some meat, get you some protein coffee. Do it.
All good, baby. Love you guys. Thank you for listening, as always. See you next week.
Peace.
Love you, Kath.
Ghostrunners podcast. Every Monday.